During World War II, years of occupation and struggle almost put an end to the French tank industry. Engineers of the French resistance kept working on their designs even in the darkest of times, but there was no hope for actual production. After the country was liberated, though, there was an immediate drive to rebuild the industry, and by the late 1940s, France got their first tank of the ARL-44 production series and was almost ready to start the production of the AMX-13, a daring new light tank design incorporating an oscillating turret. That was far from enough, though. What the Republic needed was a more versatile vehicle with a lot of firepower. The AMX-50 project that was in the works for around 10 years failed to meet the expectations of the military. A few years prior, there was also an attempt to design a standardized European tank through a cooperative development program with West Germany and Italy. It didn't work out in the end, but that didn't prevent Germany and France from adopting tanks based on their own prototypes developed as a part of that program. The French tank created as a result of taking part in that venture entered service in 1966 under the name of the AMX-30. The original model of this tank is available in War Thunder as a French premium vehicle. It's a rather fast, lightly armored tank armed with a CN-105 F1 cannon that is capable of firing a unique French heat round, spin-stabilized by the gun without affecting the warhead inside. This design also included a turret of an oval, hemispheric shape with a distinctive rear and a large commander cupola with dozens of episcopes. But that was just the beginning. Tanks of this series eventually received several big upgrades. For instance, the 1972 version of the AMX-30 ditched a coaxial machine gun of the previous model in favor of a rapid-firing 20mm autocannon, really effective against lightly armored targets. The big next thing for the series was the AMX-30B2 variant, introducing an improved fire control system with a laser rangefinder, a thermal imaging system, an upgraded engine, and a better, more reliable hydromechanical transmission. Finally, in the early 1990s, production vehicles received the Brennus upgrade package featuring ERA of the same name and a new powerful French-American engine. With the AMX-30 retiring only in the late 1990s, this tank was effectively in service for more than 3.5 decades, and several of its variations are still in use even today. Furthermore, the AMX-30 platform was used to create all sorts of combat vehicles, like the AMX-30DCA self-propelled anti-aircraft gun, the Roland Air Defense Missile System, and a number of experimental designs. For example, a special variation of the AMX-30 was developed under the Anti-Char Rapide Autopropulsé, or ACRA, program. It was armed with a 142mm ACRA gun launcher, also capable of firing special MUC HE rounds. The AMX-30 Super was a kind of a fresh take on the old design. Thanks to the input of German engineers responsible for the project, the tank got a new smokescreen system, a more powerful engine, and a brand new stabilizer. In War Thunder, this tank sits on the premium track of the tech tree. This is one of the first French MBTs to come with a two-plane gun stabilizer. Historically, this design was created to attract potential customers in Saudi Arabia, but no buyers were found. Finally, there were also the AMX-32 and the AMX-40 prototypes, introducing the most radical changes to the trusted formula. That was a chance for French engineers to experiment with composite armor layouts and to test the 120mm smoothbore guns of their own design. Both the AMX-32 and the AMX-40 were meant for export, though, while the French military needed a completely new combat vehicle to keep up with the times. The job to make such a vehicle was assigned to the veterans of the craft, the Atelier de Construction d'Issy-les-Moulineaux, also known by the acronym AMX that you're already familiar with. The new design was made in regards to the experience accumulated while working on export versions of the AMX-30, and it also incorporated some design choices made abroad to produce Western MBTs like the Leopard 2 or the M1 Abrams. This time, the team put a heavy emphasis on high-tech solutions with modern defense systems, expensive electronics, and an autoloader, which is somewhat uncommon in Western tanks. The AMX-56 Leclerc was adopted into service in 1993 and is still the country's main armored platform. For quite a long time, it was also considered one of the most advanced and the most expensive tanks in history, with every vehicle costing more than $10 million. The French were known as excellent tank builders since World War I, with their designs having a lasting influence on other manufacturers. French MBTs, in their turn, became a part of that long tradition of excellence, proving their worth time and time again throughout the years. What is the French MBT you're most curious about? We're itching to know, so please tell us in the comments below.